The Russians are not naive. Lavrov is well aware that both Trump and Biden serve the same interests. Trump, like the U.S. Congress and Senate, is entirely beholden to the Israel lobby. Russian officials, including Sergei Lavrov, are under no illusions about the nature of American politics. They understand that both Trump and Biden operate under the influence of the same powerful interests. Like much of the U.S. Congress and Senate, Trump remains deeply aligned with the priorities of the Israel lobby. The Dantesque comedy of the Eater. 21st century political pawns in the theater of elite control introduction. Dante Alighieri's Divine Comedy, the poet journeys through the layers of hell, purgatory, and paradise, witnessing the fates of souls shaped by their choices and the power structures that govern them. Today, a similar cosmic theater unfolds on the global stage, where the majority of humanity, represented by political pawns, bureaucrats, and manipulated electorates, plays roles scripted by a small elite. These elites, hidden behind the curtains of finance, military alliances, and media empires, orchestrate a Dantesque comedy of illusions, conflicts, and manufactured consent. Act 1. The illusion of choice. Russian officials, including the seasoned diplomat Sergei Lavrov, are under no illusions about the so-called democratic theater in the United States. They recognize that both Donald Trump and Joe Biden, despite their theatrical opposition, are actors serving the same powerful interests. These interests transcend party lines, elections, and national ideologies. As Lavrov himself has implied in various diplomatic statements, Washington's foreign policy does not shift significantly with administrations. It merely changes tone, not direction. This convergence is most evident in U.S. allegiance to the Israel lobby, a potent force whose influence pervades both Congress and the Senate. Trump, often lionized by segments of the American right as an anti-establishment figure, proved to be one of the most compliant instruments of Zionist policy in recent U.S. history. From moving the U.S. Embassy to Jerusalem to recognizing Israeli sovereignty over the Golan Heights, his administration was a faithful executor of Likudist ambitions. Biden, for all his progressive rhetoric, has done nothing to reverse these policies. Act 2. Global pawns in a rigged game. The tragic comedy extends far beyond Washington. Across Europe, Africa, Asia, and Latin America, political leaders play scripted roles echoing NATO narratives, IMF prescriptions, and World Bank doctrines. From Macron in France to Erdoğan in Turkey, each with their own stylistic flair, the game is rigged. Occasionally, a politician resists the script, but they are either marginalized, co-opted, or eliminated through economic sabotage, media, demonization, or outright coups. This global system functions much like Dante's Inferno. Each actor is trapped in a circle appropriate to their vice or role. The populist demagogue is in the circle of flatterers, the technocratic bureaucrat in the circle of frauds, the complicit journalist in the circle of sowers of discord. Meanwhile, the architects of this infernal design, transnational financiers, defense contractors, and intelligence networks, hover invisibly over the stage like Dante's fallen angels, manipulating events while remaining above accountability. Act 3. The Unseen Directors. The most grotesque irony of this Dantesque spectacle is the illusion of sovereignty. Sovereign nations are increasingly hollow shells. Their monetary policies are dictated by central banks that answer to no public authority. Their foreign policies are aligned not with the will of the people, but with the strategic goals of transatlantic alliances and security compacts. Their media environments are flooded with manufactured narratives crafted by think tanks and intelligence-linked NGOs. The Israel lobby, while one of the most visible, is not the only director of this play. It is part of a wider network of influence, composed of Wall Street banks, Silicon Valley oligopolies, global arms dealers, and private intelligence firms. These actors share interests, control of resources, suppression of dissent, expansion of surveillance, and maintenance of a unipolar global order under Western hegemony. Conclusion: the tragedy of the masses. The true victims of this comedy are the people, the 99%, who, like the souls in Dante's vision, wander blindly through cycles of hope and despair. They vote in elections whose outcomes change nothing essential. They protest wars only to see new ones ignited. They labor under economic systems designed to transfer wealth upward. Their suffering is aestheticized in media spectacles, momentarily, acknowledged before the next act begins. Yet even Dante's infernal descent ended with a climb toward the stars. Awareness is the first step out of the abyss. To unmask the theater is not enough. One must dismantle its stage,